Hey, this is Evan with Simple Sales Central Florida. We're back again this month, the month of May, for our Q&A, where we go over questions that are commonly asked when working with our clients. Simple Sale buys distressed properties throughout Central Florida. That includes Tampa Bay, um, St. Pete, Pinellas, all the way to Bradenton area, and then going east, Orlando, even up to north, up to Ocala, Kissimmee. We also buy on the Space Coast, so Brevard County and areas around Brevard. The mission of the company is to bring transparency and accountability to distressed home sales. What that means is we work very hard to help our clients out of their situation. We try to help them get the best solution, even if it isn't us. It may be going another direction, but we strive to help out our clients. So, with that introduction, why don't we just go on into the questions? First question is, what does distress mean? So a distressed property can mean a lot of different things for people. A lot of people just think that it means a foreclosure, but we don't term it that way. It could mean excessive repairs. It could be liens, code violations. It could mean other forms of legal issues. It could be excessive repairs. It could be a foreclosure. It really just depends. But anything in which there's a situation where it is the seller is struggling to maintain the property, take care of the legal issue, overcome the issue, we come in and help that person with their issue. So it really just means any type of situation where it's uncommonly difficult to resolve. We work to try to resolve it. The next question, I started making repairs on my house but didn't finish them. Can I still sell my house if it needs repairs? Of course, we buy properties like that all the time where there's some type of issue that maybe the person started rehab and needed to move, started rehab, and it became more costly than they thought. And that's not an issue at all. We would gladly take a look at the property and see if it's something we can work on. It definitely can still be sold. It will take a certain type of buyer. There are buyers out there that will buy a property that needs repairs, but not everyone will. Not your standard iBuyers and things of that nature. They won't if the repairs are excessive. So you can definitely sell the property. You'll just have to find the right buyers that want to take care of it. Next question. Can I sell my house if it's not up to code? So yes, you definitely can. It's kind of like the last question. If the property is not up to code, you're not going to be able to sell to your traditional retail buyer that can get financing. You're going to have to sell to someone who's going to be able to pay cash for the property and take the liability for those code violations, whatever they may be. But it's typically going to be some type of investor that would buy the property, then fix the issues, and then resell the property. But you can definitely sell it. It's just going to be a particular type of buyer that's going to be looking to buy a property like that. Um, so yeah, yeah. Just to reiterate one more time, you can definitely sell it. Just are going to have to talk with someone who's experienced in purchasing code violations, and it also depends on how far you are into the code violation. Are there already liens on the property and things of that nature? We're Simple Sales Central Florida is one of the few companies that will actually close on a property with existing liens. We've taken on that risk in the past, and will continue to do so on projects that we think are worth it. Next question. My house is in very bad condition. Can I still sell it? Yeah, of course. Excessive repairs falls under what we term distressed, and just because it's in very bad condition doesn't mean that the person can't sell. They can definitely sell. It's just going to be the right kind of buyer that's going to that can deal with rehabs, excessive rehabs, and things of that nature. So yeah, you can definitely still sell it. It's not really a problem at all. I mean, it really depends, but most investors would try it. But it depends on if the house is an older wood frame house, or if it's a newer, possibly less aged block house, but it still has a lot of issues. You're going to vary on what buyers are going to want to take the risk. Next question. Any tips for selling a house that needs work? So I see this a lot where people kind of take extra time to do things to distress properties that doesn't really raise the value. That they may try to maybe clean some walls or something of that nature, and honestly, those types of things aren't going to be a waste of time. Your better things are going to be fixing the serious issues like a roof or an AC, fixing anything that's costly is going to be your best way to get the best bang for your buck. But as far as just like cleaning walls and things of that nature, it's not going to really make a difference. So I would try to take care of the bigger issues. Putting a new AC, brand new AC in the property, a brand new roof on the house, even though the interior may not be that great. Those types of things will help to raise the value of the property very quickly. I mean, in going in and trying to update a bathroom or update one of the kitchen or one of the bathrooms. In theory, a lot of those things would help, but you really need to make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure that if you hire someone, you trust them and they know what they're doing, because I see it quite often where someone's just tired because they got a really bad general contractor or unlicensed contractor that did the work, and they didn't do a very good job and didn't actually help the value of the house very much. So you just have to be very careful. Next question. Can I sell a house with a lien on it? Yes, you can. You can absolutely sell a house with a lien on it. There aren't that many people that will buy it. We will buy the property, but for the most part, a lot of investors will not buy the property with liens unless they're renegotiated before the close. and it all depends on how big the liens are. But in the past, I mean, we've closed on a property with $360,000 in liens, and the house was worth maybe 200 or 175,000, something like that, and it needed a lot of work. Um, a ton of work. So we closed on that property, and took the risk, and it took a long time to negotiate the liens. But those are the types of things that we do take the risk on, um, and will definitely take a look at. We would definitely be interested. Other benefits to selling my home to a cash home buyer. Yeah, I mean, kind of reiterating some of the things I've already said. There are definitely benefits, but if you have some type of distressed issue, but you can still put it on the open market, typically that's going to be a better result. We always consider that option with our clients, where we have a brokerage as well, and we will list the property for the client, and 99% of the time they're gonna net more money out on the open market if they can sell it to a retail buyer, um, or it's possible you'll just get a higher cash offer by putting it out on the market. But there's certain things that have to be done. I mean, listing a property with a bunch of liens on it, it's not going to work. So it's really, the benefits of selling to a cash home buyer is really going to be, for most cash home buyers, it's going to be less showings, very few showings. It's going to be a quick close, and really less stress. If you could put it on the market, there's a high probability you get more money, but you're going to do possibly more showings. It's going to take longer. Um, it, it, you know, so it really depends on your situation. Say for half of our clients that look for a cash offer on their distressed property, we end up listing it just because it's a better outcome for them. We make a commission on the sale, so we're fine with it. We do have to make money on our transactions to continue doing more transactions and helping people. But there are definitely there can be benefits depending upon your situation. Sometimes it's a disadvantage, but it really just depends on your situation. If you need to sell to a cash home buyer. Can I sell my home before foreclosure? Yes, you definitely can. We actually don't do a ton of foreclosures, but we have bought them before being foreclosed on a few times, and you can definitely sell your house. It's not an issue. The only issues are going to be you need someone that makes sure they're going to close, and then it's someone with a mortgage is not going to be able to. That's wanting to come in and get a mortgage on the property is not going to be able to buy it. So probably the most important thing is making sure whoever you work with, they're actually going to close on the property, because you don't want to go 30 days thinking you're going to close on the property, you're heading into foreclosure and not close. I've definitely seen that before. I've seen that recently, where working with clients and someone's offering them the deal of a lifetime offer on their house, and if you only have 30 days till being foreclosed on, you better make sure they're going to close. So that's unfortunately that's how it goes. So yeah, to answer the question, you absolutely can sell a home before foreclosure. I'm trying to sell my home, but it's in probate. Is there anything I can do? Um, well, you definitely need a probate attorney to get through that process. Don't try to do it alone. There's too many laws, too many complications. I I would definitely just hire a trusted probate attorney. What I've seen a lot is if you just get a probate attorney at random, um, just make sure they have great reviews and they have a good reputation, because some of them are just can be so busy that they don't do a very good job. Um, they have so many other things going on. So make sure you work with a law firm that has a great reputation and will get you through the process as quickly as possible, because sometimes it can take quite a while, several months. Um, but that's my biggest recommendation. Don't try to do it yourself. Don't even try to start doing it yourself. Go to an attorney, find a good attorney, find a trusted attorney. That's what we do. We typically work with the same one or two attorneys all the time, and they do a great job. And I know they'll take care of the clients that we work with. Is there anything I might not know about selling a house as is? Um, I mean, it really depends on the as is condition. Um, what I see probably most often is when someone wants to sell their house as is, and let's say it needs $40,000 in work. People, sellers, a lot of times don't understand what kind of discount they're going to have to take on their house for someone to buy it. Because unless the person that's buying it from you for cash, as is going to be living in the property, that property has to be resold. And to buy a property, resell it, and make money, there is a discount that has to be put in because there's so many costs associated for the rehab, for the holding cost of the property, which is taxes, insurance. It is closing costs, which is 2%. It's commissions to agents, which is anywhere from 3% for one agent or 5 to 6% for two agents. So all those things add up, and in order for companies like us to make money, we do have to buy that property for probably less than what you think it's worth. But that is, it's not like we are getting greedy or anything of that nature. We understand the costs associated, and there are a lot of people that have bought and sold one house or two houses. But in order to stay in this business, there's a lot of risk buying a house. There's a lot of unknowns. There's things that can go wrong. So we have to be able to buy the property at a price, make sure that we can buy a lot of these and sell a lot of these and help a lot of people through their situation. So we are open to being transparent about exactly what something's going to cost and exactly how much we're going to make on the deal if everything goes according to plan. But it doesn't always go according to plan either. Sometimes we don't make anything. People don't talk about that side of the business where you buy a house at what you think is an acceptable price and you don't make anything on it. But some people outside the business are convinced that it's always, you're always making a ton of money, and that's not always the case. But we continue to do it because we are very realistic and we're very patient, and we try to do the right thing at all times. So I think that is it for the questions. I'll check the comments. I don't see any comments. But as always, thanks for watching this. If you're watching it live or later, do appreciate it. And if you want to get in touch with us, call us at 407-338-4183. That'll get you to us, and then you can tell us about your property that you're looking to sell. And then you can also go to our website, simplesalescentralflorida.com. So I do appreciate it. Thank you.